It's boy. It's that boy DJ Cactus back at it again. It's been a hot minute. Okay, maybe not that much of a hot minute. 2776, Mr. President. Is that the one? Hold on, is that the snake portal one, or is that a different one? No, that's the George Washington one. That's the George Washington being replaced by a robot. Which, by the way, I realized one thing. Like, there's quite a lot of like replacing president with somebody with a look-alike story happening in the SCP world. And also, there's a lot with Nixon as well, apparently. Like, it's very interesting how, yeah. No thanks, Snakes. Stone SCP. That's not the one, though. The Mr. President is the one with, where George Washington is replaced by a robot. So that they, of course, whoever they are, has control over the politics, the government. That's the last one we have from DJ Cactus. Alright, DJ Cactus. Now we got Echoes of Yesterday. Very dramatic title. I like that. Echoes of Yesterday. Here we go. DJ Cactus. Containment class Euclid. Disruption class Connect. Risk class Warning. Okay, observational site 81-2. Do we need to read it? I think so, right? No. Has been established 30 kilometers from -1 along the SR exit on the US, currently posing as an abandoned used car dealership. This site is to be staffed with no fewer than 3 Foundation agents posing as local law enforcement and 2 staff researchers. Due to the nature of -1 and the effect it has on human behavior and local architecture and engineering, the on-site staff is to be rotated out once every 4 weeks, and exiting staff will undergo routine physical and mental health examinations. SCP-2812 is contained currently by its own anomalous properties and by Foundation roadblocks along US, SR, and SR. A perimeter is to be established around -1's range of influence, currently estimated at kilometers. See addendum 2812 Epsilon for additional details. And under no circumstances are civilians allowed to enter the town in limits. Fences were initially constructed around the business plaza where -1 was located, but have since fallen into disrepair. Those with building housing -1 is locked. All instances of -2 are to be approached with extreme caution and captured if possible, then move to observational site 81-2 for analysis and containment. All Foundation personnel stationed at observation site 81-2 are to be trained in light arms combat and are required to carry a sidearm with them at all times while in the field. I'm getting a lot of WhatsApp messages right now. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me see if I can mute the notification for now. Enable notifications for message. There we go. Although I'm not sure if that's the sound. We'll see. We'll see soon. Sign outside of Limestone Business Center, current location of -1. Business Center. Okay. And Limestone Business Center, gotcha. Description. SB-2812 collectively refers to 2 different anomalous phenomena located in the town of Indiana. -1 is a 1930s record player house in the main concourse of the Limestone Business Center. Records gathered from the town's library and government center claim that the structure housing -1 was constructed in 1929 and originally housed a small Americana restaurant and the headquarters for the Indiana Limestone Corporation. No other records of this company exist. Was it Indiana mentioned before? Or was am I stupid? I don't think so. -1 is the player is made up almost entirely of wood, brass, and glass, with other smaller fixtures, including, although nothing unusual, of a record player of the time. 2 small brass plates are affixed to opposite sides of the player, which reads, "To our friends at Indiana Limestone, best wishes for 1935. The joy of listening, Madison music." And there's no like hidden thing here. Okay. No records are visible inside -1. However, -1 has been playing a slightly slow version of the song Yesterdays by Jerome Kern on repeat since its activation discovery in 2000. The runtime of the track is 5 minutes 14 seconds, after which there is a 10-second pause. -1 does not appear to be connected to any visible power source. For everybody, maybe after this video, check out the song. Maybe the song will help explain some more stuff. I can't really do that because copyright stuff. I mean, I could check out Spotify, make sure that Spotify runs on the correct sound line, but no. The primary anomalous effect of -1 is powerful physical and psychological compulsion apparent in all individuals within -1's range of effect. Stopping the town off, universally believe that they have to get out of town and not return. This manifests primarily as a psychological compulsion. However, in humans, it may also manifest as a very real physical barrier. Individuals claim that as they grow closer to -1, they feel as if they are walking into the wind or through water, that is, with some physical resistance. Stress testing on subjects revealed documentable physical stressors on all of those inside -1's range of effect. Over time, this compulsion will become more drastic, usually ending in the individuals and, if applicable, their families moving away from completely, regardless of the state of their affairs. The average being 6 months. Once they have sufficiently gotten away from the town and -1, they will no longer show signs of compulsion. When asked about their actions, most will claim that they just couldn't take it any longer and are happy with the decision. Of the 13,400 residents in, when -1 was discovered, it is estimated that only 190 remain as of 2000. And here we have SR leading into... Also, is that supposed to be like street? No apparent pattern exists to this distance. The average is 120 kilometers. Looks like a regular ass road. That's the most makes it an SCP interesting sometimes, you know. Sometimes you can be just a regular ass road. So, something happening there. The compulsion to get away from -1 seemingly increases as individuals approach the epicenter of the effect. Because of this, it has become difficult to directly observe -1. That's like a spell in Skullduggery Pleasant. Additionally, because of -1's secondary effect, remote observation has become equally as difficult, with most drones becoming ineffective before even reaching the door to the main building. -1 also displays an influence on man-made structures within its range. Parts of the town will begin to show signs of being dilapidated at a far greater rate than if normally left alone by its inhabitants. Several main stretches of road have become nearly impossible to navigate due to the abundance of potholes and shops and homes in almost entirely are subject to broken windows, cracked sidewalks, and general decay. These effects become more dramatic the closer the structure is to -1. -2 are humanoid entities dressed in matching United Limestone gray jumpsuit that have appeared within -1's range, originating from within the building housing -1. They resemble normal humans with a few major exceptions. They are able to disappear entirely and reappear anywhere inside -1's area of effect, seemingly at will, and use this as a means of escape. If pursued, and to close in on targets. By doing this, -2 instances are able to travel over great distances with incredible speed. Additionally, -2 instances upon closing on the targets will open their mouths and distend the jaws, revealing a speaker cone of unknown make. The music being played from -1 will then be broadcast from the cone inside of -2 instance. The effects of -1 seem to be enhanced by -2. At close range have resulted in severe cerebral hemorrhaging in % of those affected. Damn. -2 instances have shown to be hostile towards humans, stalking individuals who have remained in or Foundation agents. Because of -2's ability to appear anywhere and close distance quickly, it has become difficult to prevent this from occurring. However, -2 instances are not immaterial. They can be driven off with light arms fire, and those struck will disappear and reappear at a later time. Unfortunately, due to the duration in which -1 has been left on, currently estimated at years, very few residents of the town remain as prey. In absence of human targets, -2 instances will assume an ambulatory gait, moving slowly around with no obvious motivation. -2 instances do not appear affected by the compelling nature of -1. And -2 instances mid disappearance. I was like, it's like a phasing out, like yeah, it's like vanishing. Gotcha. Makes sense. There's more. Some time. May have to refill my water very soon. Interview Perry A. The following is an interview by Dr. S. with Kathleen Perry, a patient at Regional Hospital. According to gathered information, Miss Perry has recently begun working for a local realtor before being admitted to Regional. The subject's medical history cited her as having been diagnosed with lung cancer. Due to the proximity of -1 to Regional, the interview was performed remotely. Okay, Miss Perry, can you see the screen? Yes, doctor. Hold on a moment. Miss Perry attempts to reach for a pair of glasses on a nightstand. However, as she grasps them, the frame breaks and the lenses all fall to the ground. Shit. Well, alright. Never mind that. What would you like, doctor? Miss Perry, how long have you been admitted to Regional? 3 months, I think. How will this help you get me, doctor? I'll explain shortly. Miss Perry, can you tell me about your condition? Worse every day. I was fine when they were bringing me meds, but I haven't seen a doctor in a week. Motherfuckers sure got out of Dodge pretty fast. I wanted to too. Wait a minute. There we go. It wasn't just me either. Everybody was talking about how badly they wanted to get away. Don't know what I ever saw in this place. Why haven't you left? Left? You don't think I would if I could? I expected them to treat me here, but all of the doctors and nurses got out before I was finished. I can hardly breathe, let alone get up and stroll around. Also take a break. Okay. I'd have starved weeks ago if I weren't the big retard who works here. Guess he didn't know to leave. At least he hasn't acted like he wants to. There are a couple of others here with me somewhere, and he just brings them food from the cafeteria. I see. Miss Perry, our records indicate you used to work with the Realtor Group and manage a property in the Limestone Business Center. Can you tell us more about that? That though? Worst place I ever managed. The location was great, you know, right off street. But I don't know if anybody can keep a business running there. A shame too, because the main concourse has this really nice old record player sitting in it. Would you believe I found that thing stuffed in a broom closet? Still, he had the lock on the cover too, but I cut it off. Thought it would be a nice centerpiece for the open house I was hosting there. Took all the time to figure out how to turn it on. And of course, nobody showed up. Waste of my time. I was so frustrated, I just locked the doors and walked out. End log 1542. Closing statement. Shortly after Miss Perry's last response, a source of electromagnetic interference is connected. The drone being used to communicate with Foundation staff. The source was later determined to be the hospital's backup generator malfunctioning. It is believed that the facility lost power roughly 23 minutes after the disconnect. Rescue efforts into the hospital have been unsuccessful. Addendum Madison 1. The following correspondence was located as part of an information gathering campaign in a nearby town of. The date on the letter is November 30th, 1934. Dear Mr. Hedgewater, currently believed to be Peter Hedgewater, President of United Limestone, based in Indiana. I am happy to report to you that the machine you requested has been delivered on time and in impeccable condition. I am of the opinion that you will be more than pleased with the state of the device and the crystal clear sound that it produces. As always with Madison Music, our aim is to please. I will voice one concern, however. We understand his particular device to be a gift. While we appreciate this comment, it should be noted that since we constructed this device exactly to your specification, it may become difficult to shut off if left on too long. And this could result in unexpected consequences. I assume, though, that you have anticipated this and will call out officers if there are any issues with the device. Sincerely, J.J. Madison, President Madison Music. No other records of this company exist. P.S. As a personal note from one artist to another, the decision to include members of your own staff in the design was a brilliant one. It was a pleasure working with you on this project, and I hope we will be able to collaborate again in the future. Addendum Headwater, it's like a response maybe. The following correspondence was located in the police department evidence room. The date on the letter is August 21st, 1934. Okay, so this was before this thing. Martin, you know good and well that my men cleared for that quarry months ago. Well, that's something coming up later in the future. I don't know where you get off thinking that you can simply roll in and set up shop without going through all the necessary avenues. But I won't stand for it. I don't know what you're finding in there, but it is by right mind, and I demand you release it back to me. That property has been in my family for generations. As soon as I get a hold of another copy of the title to the land that I know you had stolen from me, I will march down the stack rock with the sheriff and load you into a squad car myself. Freshly shaved, so it's always itchy when after I shave. By the time I'm finished with you, I'll have scorched the earth so thoroughly in that your grandchildren will feel the heat. Signed, Headwater. Event Epsilon level 4 clearance required. On the night of Foundation agents on the routine patrol of the near epicenter region of Dash 1's range of effect reported that the music playing from Dash 1 suddenly ceased to play in the middle of a loop. It appeared roughly 2 minutes. Okay, so that does not change the sound. Sound's still there. And you figure out how to get rid of the sound of the WhatsApp. Because I know there's a way. I've just forgot how. It's been a while. For a period of roughly 2 minutes, there were complete silence, after which Dash 1 began playing an unknown track, a distorted version of what further analysis determined to be a jingle for the United Limestone Company. This continued for an additional 15 minutes, during which all visible instances of Dash 2 ceased movement and transmitted the track through their internal speaker cone. Afterwards, all instances of Dash 2 phased out of local space and did not reappear until the morning. The original track began playing again at 600 hours the next day, so at 6 in the morning. As a result of 2812 Epsilon, the effective range of Dash 2 has been increased to kilometers, an increase of nearly 25%. Further investigation into Dash 1 is requested and possible reclassification is pending. Oh, because heard about the speakerphone mouse. Radiohead! Just kidding. No, wait, was it? It's not Radiohead, it's Siren Head, that's what it was. But Siren Head is like the head is a siren. So it's not like the mouth is a siren. Which still would be creepy though. Like a human being with a siren mouth. I mean, to be fair, I say that would be creepy, but also a lot of times like a cartoon joke, isn't it? Okay, I'll try to figure out how to make it not do any sound right now because apparently every single person I know wants to text me right now. And also I'm gonna get myself some water, so I'm just gonna be right back here and then we continue hopefully very shortly afterwards.